Hello, back out again. Hope you can hear me okay. It is quite gusty up here. I'll tell you where up here is in a minute. On my own today. My son's on holiday, but he was basically said he was too tired to come out. So he made his poor old dad go out without him. Right, so today I am a little north of Brighton, a place called Braypool. There's a roundabout there. And I thought I'd have a little wander up to the Chattri Memorial, that's Chattri. And that was built on top of an area up on the downs where the Indian soldiers, some of the ones that died from World War I, were cremated as part of their tradition. And I'll tell you some more details in a minute. But first I'll give you a little spin round. Oh, I've got some friends. Hello sheep. Yeah, right, so you probably see all that. That is Brighton. I think Patcham's there, Hollinbury. Anyway, come straight up through there. And it's a straight up walk. Goes all the way up to Ditchling Beacon, I do believe. So that would be west. And I'm heading up here. I don't know if you can see it, there's a dot over there. That's the Chattri Monument, the one surrounded by trees. It's not too far. And that way will be east towards Lewes. I can see a bridge over there. If you can hear above this wind traffic, that would be the A27. So yeah, it's a bit windy, but it's nice and it's not cold. I'm not wearing like winter gear or anything. So yeah, I thought I'd go there and then I'll have a bit of a wander further up as well. We may get up to Ditchling Beacon today, which would be right up there, I think. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've made it. Yeah, it's surrounded by trees, very tranquil. Just open the gate. I think there's no one here. I haven't seen anyone on the way up. I shall find out. So here we go. Quite something. It's yeah, way up. Well, way up. You know, it's actually only a mile from the car park. You know, if you've got access issues and you're not super fit like me, ha ha ha. And seriously, it's a mile up. If you don't mind negotiating a field of friendly cows, that always seems to be there. Yeah, I have got it to myself, I pretty much think. Spectacular in the middle of nowhere. So, I'll tell you a bit about it. It was opened in 21st of February 1921 by Prince Edward, later to be King Edward VIII for a very short period till he abdicated, Mrs. Wallace and all that. It was built to commemorate the site of the cremation of 53 Hindu and Sikh soldiers who fought in World War I. I think their tradition was to be cremated. And then this was, after the war, they decided to have a memorial to those people. Some of them, I think about 10 out of the 53, came from the Royal Pavilion, because during the war the Royal Pavilion was turned into a hospital for wounded Indian soldiers. And the thought being, apparently the king thought, oh, you know, if they go in the pavilion they can feel like home. Which, thinking about it, that's like saying, you know, if I was ill, they'd stick me in Buckingham Palace because it would feel like home. Maybe. I don't imagine they all lived in buildings like the Royal Pavilion. Anyway, so, yeah, what else can I tell you? It was, yeah, during the 1930s, it fell into disrepair. Oh, there's someone here. Anyway, during the 1930s it fell into disrepair. Originally there was a caretaker in a cottage, but he left. And then Second World War, sadly, it was used for shooting practice. A lot of places were up here, so they had to, after the Second World War, they repaired it all, did it all up, and they've kept it in good order ever since. I definitely saw someone come in, sorry if you can't hear me. So it's maintained by the Chattri Memorial group, and they have a ceremony up here once a year. I think it was July, I can't remember. But yeah, it's very tranquil, apart from the wind. Lovely place. Oh yeah, another fact I've just remembered. Chattri means umbrella in Hindi. So there you go, that's lovely. This is actually probably the beginning of my walk. As I say, it's only a mile up. So I'm going to head on up, that way up towards Ditchley Beacon now. Yeah, I don't know where that person's gone. I definitely saw someone come through the gate. Anyway, I'll give you one more view. Catch you in a bit. Okay, I'm hoping you can hear me because it is really windy. You see I've got my buff and hat on. I have now reached the top of the hill, so I'm on top of the downs. So here is the South Downs Way. I think it's South Downs. Yes, it says South Downs Way. I am right. I'll spin you around, show you where I've been. So way down there is the Chattri. It's looking grey now. If it rains, it rains. It wasn't meant to. Brighton, all over that way. There's a couple of guys that came to the Chattri that have just been behind me the whole way, and they're closing in. It's really annoying. It's not their fault. They're very nice. I'm going to let them go. Anyway, beautiful views. They'll be Chanctonbury, Sisbury over that way. Just going through the gate. They're going to turn up in a sec, so I'll probably stop. Very windy. There's quite a few people out, all things considered. So I'm going to head, oh there's the Weald, so that's north, south. I'm not sure if they're going to go my way. I'm now heading eastbound on the South Downs Way. Yeah, God, it's got very grey and windy up here. Oh, someone coming. Hang on. Oh my God, it's suddenly turned into Spaghetti Junction. I can see somebody else. It's got really busy. I am on the South Downs Way. Sorry if you can't hear me. I'll turn out the wind. Suddenly full of dog walkers. I'm heading, oh God, straight that way towards Ditchling Beacon. Run across the top. Then the plan is I then go down the hill, round, do a sort of circle, go back round by the Chattri, walk that down through the field, because the only other way you have to go on a road. Okay, someone's coming. I'll be 2 seconds. Just gone. Oh, it's got empty again. Right, it really is windy up here. My solitude rating's going down. I thought it was dead quiet, and then there was just those two guys behind me all the way. And now it's got busier, because Ditchling Beacon, if we get that far, is very popular. Anyway, it's lovely. I was going to do my first score actually. Sketchiness, i.e. how difficult is it walking around here? It's going to be extremely low. It's pretty easy. The fields, the paths are wide. The only thing I'd say is I know for a fact if it's been raining a lot it gets very muddy, but I don't count the weather in. So sketchiness, I'm going to give it a low mark because it isn't sketchy. I'm going to give it a 3. That's my first score of the day. But yeah, absolutely lovely here. I'll catch you in a bit. Just want to show you the view. So I am top of the South Downs. Beacon is that way. Wow, sorry if you can't hear me. I came that way, it's really windy. I'm hoping you can hear me. It's for the views really, so you're looking across the Weald. So that is north of the South Downs. Yeah, it's spectacular. It does look bleak though. It's like well, not a hurricane, but it's definitely windy. I thought I'd give you a couple more scores. So views, pretty good. Bear in mind, when I rate views, I'm not rating them against the top of Everest or the Alps or Scotland mountains. I'm rating them on what you get around here, which are still pretty spectacular. They say Sussex countryside is amazing. Right, if you can hear me, I'm going to give the views a 7, because they are pretty good. Once you're up top, and even then, I'm going to count the Chattri. Oh my God, it's windy. I'm turning into wind. There's a lot of people still getting blown around, families and things. It's half term, I just realised. I thought, why is there kids around? I just remembered it's half term, that's why my son's not at college. Anyway, so the views I'm going to give 7. Right, the other one's biodiversity, so that's the wildlife, how much of the land has been allowed to, you know, go a bit wild, and things like how much is processed. I have to be honest, it's not getting massive. I mean, here is pretty good, but a lot of where I've been coming from is through fields, and the farmers, it's all barbed wire, and unfortunately they haven't decided to put in hedgerows or put in any set-bys, so it's a bit of a mixture. I mean, right here I'm on open access land. I came off the main part of it, so I would say for that it's good. So I'm going to give the biodiversity 4. So that's 7 for views, 4 for biodiversity. I'm probably going to turn around now because I want to go and find some lunch. I'm getting hungry and I don't fancy sitting here and getting blown off my chair. So if you can still hear me, I'll catch you in a bit. Cup of tea and a pork pie. Lovely jubbly. Oh, so I found a bench. I'm actually back at the Chattri. It's just so pleasant here. Tranquil. So I'm on a bench. There's lots of benches here. So I'm tranquil, calm, quiet lunch. It's lovely. It's no one here now. Yeah, actually thinking about it, I think the one thing I haven't scored yet is solitude. Normally I do a little caveat and say it's a weekday, so it's always going to be quieter, but I'm offsetting that because it's half term. That makes it busier. Oh, I can hear voices again. There's been a steady stream, but not like tons of people. So I would give it, out of 10, a 5. You're going to see people, especially it's busier up on the downs. I'm off the downs now, going back down, but up on the downs it is really busy. Anyway, I'm going to tuck in, have my lunch now. Catch you in a bit. Okay, back in the car. Sorry. Oh, it's nice and warm now. It's really hot in the car because the sunlight's out again and I'm not in the wind. Anyway, first things first, what's the scores on the doors? I make it 18 out of 40. It doesn't mean it's a bad walk, but if you just see my individual ratings, it was actually a good walk, which I'll give you my verdict in a second. Yeah, it was lovely. Really windy up on the downs. But I was okay. I didn't even need to put the raincoat on as a windbreaker, so I was fine. It was lovely. Not too busy, you know, considering it's half term. There's a few families when you got nearer to the beacon. Other than that, yeah, great. So what's my verdict? Brilliant walk. Really enjoyed it. Lovely, nice weather, apart from the wind, but c'est la vie. It's that time of year. So yeah. Catch you next time. Bye.